Hey, what's up guys, Totallydubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the Fnatic Gear Duel headset. Now this headset is based on the AIAIAI TMA-2. Now these headphones, which are previously known in the industry, are known for having a certain look and a modular design. Fnatic have teamed up with that company in order to provide a different look and also a different sort of feel to the esports industry. Now without further ado, I'll get into what's inside the box, but I want to quickly talk about the price. Now it can be found for £140 on Amazon.co.uk and $190 on Amazon USA. Via the Fnatic website, it can be found for €190, which was the initial launch price of the headset. So do bear that in mind. I'll be basing it on the Amazon.co.uk price. Make sure you check that in the link in the description below. And the prices are as the 17th or 18th of June 2017. So let's look what's inside the box and a little overview of what you get. So now within this box, you'll be able to find a few different things. First of all, a set of manuals, very useful as you do. You've got a splitter, which is useful for your PC connection. So it's a 3.5mm to 3.5mm female to male jack. You will need this in order to plug it into your PC. Then you've got the headset itself, or the headphones, however you'd like to call it, which I'll get into an overview in just a bit, with some thick, cushy, pushy pads. Then you've got the smaller pads, which are useful for on-the-go, on-ear usage. Obviously not suggest these for gaming, but if you're going to use the headphones as headphones, then you'd want to use these pads on the go. If you're using it at home, I would much suggest these pads instead. Then you've got little cloths in order to keep them protected, as in the pads. Then you've got a nice little carrying pouch with a Fnatic gear, and inside it's nicely lined in orange to suit with the Fnatic colour. And then you've got the mic. Now I want to talk about the mic quickly because it's something that's quite important. Well, before I just get into that, I want to talk, there's also another cable that's included, and this is a microphone included over here, so it's for your mobile connection. It's a 3.5mm to a 3.5mm jack, which connects into the headphone and then to your mobile via the 3 poles over here, so you can use it for mobile calls or whatnot. Now the mic is one thing I wanted to talk about, and the reason behind that is because there's 2 revisions of the mic. Now the one you should be looking out for is the one with the orange with a dot at the end. Now you might be wondering, why is there 2 revisions of the mic? Now when I initially received the headset, and as I just said before, at the €189 price tag, it came with this mic. Now I'll show you in the, well, you'll be able to hear in the recording quality tests of how poor this mic was. Essentially this mic has only a orange color over here with no dot, and what happened with this mic is that it was very tinny. Sound was very thin, there was no sort of bass in there, and the volume of it was actually pretty low as well. It was very disappointing, to the point that I actually refused to do the YouTube review because I contacted the PR agency, and they said actually it's good you've pointed it out because Fnatic are coming up with a revision. So the revision is this one. Now Fnatic have actually addressed the problem, and what they've done is that any customer who actually bought the headset with this revision of it will get a free mic on Fnatic. So on Fnatic will send it out to you for free. So make sure you contact them if you've got this mic, because you'll get a poor quality versus this one over here, and you'll be able to hear it via my recording quality section in a bit. Now any new Fnatic Gear Dual headset will come with this microphone. You shouldn't be worried. However, it is always worth checking in case retailer is holding old stock, then they'll have this headset. So just bear that in mind. I really wanted to point this out and show you before I actually come in a recording test, for you guys to understand the difference in terms of the looks. Now you can see in terms of the dot over here, it's clear difference, and this has a slightly longer sort of module. Over here it's more of a smaller, shorter module at the end, so you will notice the difference pretty straight away. I mean, you can't compare it, but I'm sure you'll be able to see it versus this video. Now on the microphone itself, it's got adjustable, as you can see, and it holds in pretty well. It goes into a very nice locking mechanism on the headset. It goes in and then it kind of clicks into place. It looks very nice and it's sturdy, and if you want to detach it, you can do, as you can see over there. Now Via the control, the little control pod over here, you've got a mic mute switch button over here, which is very easy to use. You've got a shirt clip, which is also included, which you can remove, and it connects via 3.5mm jack into your mobile if you so wish, which I don't know why you'd want to, but into your PC connection over here, and then you'll need the 3.5mm jacks to go into your PC sound card or whatever it might be that you'd be using. So there we go, that's how the microphone looks like. Now, going on to the headset or slash the headphone itself. Now, what I love about it is its modular design. So as you can see, I took out the pads very easily right there. They have got like a magnetic strip, which essentially holds down the pads, and they kind of click back into place like so. Now, as I said, you can change these pads with the thinner pads if you so wish. Very easy to do. I'm making it more of a meal over here because I'm struggling to do so. There we go. And there you go, and the pads go like that, and you can see the contrast difference between the two pads is absolutely massive. One's an on-ear one and one is an over-the-ear. So there we go, that's what I would suggest in terms of using it at home. Use the bigger pads because you just got a much better sound in terms of the sound stage, and it's just a lot more comfortable because pretty much over the ear. Now, the headphone itself has got an adjustable headband which is very clicky, but it does the job and it does stay in place. In terms of the headband, it's very adjustable, but there's also very small adjustments over here which go over the ear, meaning that no matter the size of your head or the shape of your head, you won't have any problems using it. The comfort is very comfortable in terms of the pads themselves, but at the top of the headband it's quite stiff, and therefore it might be a little bit feeling like it's kind of like going into your head, like digging into your head a little bit. It's something I did notice. It's quite stiff in terms of the headband, but it is padded at the top anyway. Now over here you can see that you've got the drivers. The drivers can be detached. You can just unscrew this and it'll detach it, and therefore you've got a fully modular design. You've got the pads that come off, you've got the drivers that come off, and then you've got the headband itself with its wires. Everything is modular, and it's pretty much the only modular headset I've really come across of this caliber. Now, in terms of connecting it, you can connect it via either side, left or right. I always choose left because of, well, habit, but nevertheless you can choose it between the two. In terms of right and left indicator, it's within the headset itself over here. You can't see it because my camera's not focusing, but it's within the headset over here. It's not very clear, which is a shame. I wish it was just a little bit like an orange logo right or left over here. It would look a lot better. On the sides you've got a Fnatic logo, and at the top you've got nothing. It's just a clear normal sign. There we go, and that's the headset's overview. I've got no complaints in terms of build quality and design, but it's something I should mention about the microphone, which is kind of leads into that. So now let's go into its recording quality test and its sound quality thoughts and opinions. And we're back, guys. So now everything you can hear is coming directly from the headset and not the camera. So as you can hear, this is the new microphone. So I'm going to do a microphone sort of test, so I'm just going to continue speaking so you guys can hear what I'm talking about. But yes, the microphone quality that I found on the new microphone is good. It's actually very good. It's a clear voice. It's got the right sort of amount of low tone, so the bass, you can hear a little bit of my voice, even though it's not the deepest voice in the world. But it's got a nice sort of treble as well. It's just got the right amount of recording quality that I would expect from a headset of its kind. Now, I should mention two small flaws, and it's not really due to the microphone itself, but it's due to the design. One thing is I could hear a bit of microphonics. Now, microphonics is cable noise. You don't normally expect this from a headset, but I do hear, if I tap the cable at the bottom, I do hear it throughout the headset itself, and it means it's a little bit awkward, you know, if I'm gaming and I've got the cable dangling around. It's a little bit annoying. Next up is the actual microphone switch button. Now I'm going to switch it off, and you'll be able to hear the switch button actually makes a loud sort of popping. Continue speaking, and you can hear there's a massive sort of bop sound, and that is quite disturbing, because while you would not expect it from a expensive headset as the Fnatic one is. The third point that I want to make is actually the cable. It's actually relatively short, and I should have pretty much mentioned this before in the build quality and sort of design of what you get inside the box, but it's relatively short in terms of the cable. It's not long enough. Now, I've got my computer down there, the wire extends over my mouse over here, and still it's a little bit awkward to game on as the cable is crossing over my body. This should not be the case. It should be a much longer cable so that I can route it all the way around through my keyboard and around here. Now, obviously, I expect not
everyone to have the same setup as me, but at the same time I've just got a normal desk with a normal size over here for the mouse pad, and I've got a computer on my right hand side, which is not very far at all. So it's just something to bear in mind, that the cable was relatively short, so do bear that in mind in terms of your setup that you're going to be using. Now I'm going to go to the old microphone now, so you guys can hear the difference between the new one and the old one.
And now everything you can hear is coming from the old microphone. I haven't changed the volumes, and I will do so now via the editing program that I'm using, but you can hear a massive difference, not in terms of the volume, but in terms of what it's picking up, how it's portraying my sound. It's completely different from what the camera was picking up, which is not the most accurate sound that you'd expect, but from what the camera is picking up to what the new microphone was picking up. So this is the sound that you'd expect from the old microphone. If you're getting this type of sound, tell Fnatic, tell your retailer, whatever it is, tell them to give you a replacement microphone from Fnatic, because this is not what you should be expecting, and this is what I got when I first got the box. I was just surprised of how poor it sounded. So do bear that in mind when purchasing it. So now I'm going to go to the new microphone and then talk about the sound quality of the actual headset itself.
And now we're back with the new microphone and the better microphone. So let's talk about the sound quality of the actual headset slash the headphone, no matter how you want to call it or what you want to use it for. Now I was actually very surprised. It's slightly V-shaped. In terms of V-shaped, there's a drop in the mid-range, and therefore you can hear a slightly recessed, pushed back mid-range. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. For the headset, I'm not expecting a audiophile clear flatline response, but I do expect a decent response throughout the frequency range, and the Fnatic Duel does a fantastic job in that respect, or the TMA-2. The reason why it does well is because it's got a really nice pronounced mid-bass slam, which is relatively controlled in the mid-bass. In a sub-bass it extends very well, and it's fantastic for gaming because you want to hear that rumble when you're shooting that AK-47, or there's an explosion or a tank that's shooting next to you. You want to hear that explosion, you want to hear that massive rumble, or even a tank rolling by you. You hear that via this headset, and often in other headsets you will not hear that. That sub-bass is kind of cut off, or the mid-bass is not very well pronounced. The mid-range is accurate, don't get me wrong, it's not forward sounding though, it's recessed and pushed back a little bit. Therefore, in terms of if you're expecting fantastic vocals to come through, then you're not going to expect that. But at the same time, what would you expect that from a game? Mainly games are pushing in terms of like the lows and the highs in terms of having a sparkly sound and a fun sounding overall sound. In this respect, the mid-range is pushed back, but it's not to say it's not accurate. You can EQ it if you so wish, it's just not forward sounding. In terms of the highs, they're very well, they surprised me, they're very good. They roll off at the very, very top end, but that sparkle is there. You hear that very nice high-end extension, and it's something you'd expect from a relatively expensive headphone or a headset. So in terms of the overall sound presentation, I was very impressed. In terms of the soundstage itself, with these cups, which are the bigger ones, there's a very nice soundstage as well. There's a good sort of depth to it. The width is relatively close, so therefore you're going to be expecting to hear, like if you're playing Battlefield 1, you expect to hear the whole sort of scenario in front of you. You're not going to expect this on this type of headset. And in all honesty, most headsets kind of struggle in that respect, unless they're open back or they're very expensive. So in terms of the overall sound quality of the headset slash headphone, I'm very impressed, and I would definitely suggest it. At its price range at £140, I think it'll be very hard finding a better headset that sounds better than it is. So this leads me on to its conclusion. What do I think of the overall Fnatic Gear Duel headset? Well, in all honesty, it's a fantastic headset. From top to bottom, I think Fnatic have addressed the microphone issue. It's a fantastic looking headphone as well that can be used on the go via its modular design. Its modular design also allows you to use it as a on-ear headphone or as a headset to use on the PC. Its two cables allow you to use it on your mobile phone, or if you want, you can use it on your PC via the adapter. There's a few different flaws that I should point out. As I said, one of the things is its cable, the length of it, and the microphone switch button. In terms of the termination, it's terminated via 3.5mm jack, which means that you're very much dependent on what sound card you've got. If you're using onboard sound, you're going to hear static noise, which is to be expected even with something like the Mod Mic 4.0 over here that I've got. you would hear a static noise. So therefore a cheap USB sound card is required if you want to bypass that. In terms of the overall sound quality, get it out of it. Now you see I used the sound quality test via my AV receiver over here, but again, most people are not going to have that. You're going to need a sound card to bypass the pretty crappy onboard sound that you get with most motherboards, no matter the price. So you're going to need something to bypass that as well. So there's certain things over here you have to expect, and certain things that you have to kind of purchase as an additional requirement. But it's not to say that the headset is bad, it's just that extra things that you have to kind of bear in mind. Overall, guys, I would definitely suggest it. If you're looking for a headset that you can take on the go, that you want a sort of modular design and you want to customize it no matter the scenario, then the Fnatic Duel is a fantastic headset. There's no ifs or buts about it. For £140, I think you'll be hard-pressed to find a better headset with it. Of course, there are cheaper headsets out there, for example, the HyperX Stinger or the Logitech G230, something like that, Prodigy. That's a fantastic headset as well, but they don't offer the same sort of sonic sound qualities that you'd get from this Fnatic headset. So there we go, guys. You're paying a little bit of premium for what you get, but the overall package is really good, and I would highly suggest it. There, guys. I'm totally dubbed. Sorry it's been a long video, but I explained everything and I wanted to go through my testing methodology as well. Make sure you give it a like, comment, subscribe, favorite and share if you like this video. It always helps the channel grow. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of the headset and if you've got it or what you're thinking about it anyway. Alright, guys, I've been totally dubbed. Take care and bye bye.